Hello and welcome to the Sports Bench with Greg and friends. My latest edition today will be the Los Angeles Lakers and their second playoff loss to the Houston Rockets in the first round of the playoffs in 2026. I waited a little bit because the Lakers have been doing really well considering getting into the playoffs and then actually with the players they're missing. And then, of course, now they had a 3-zip lead on the Houston Rockets and were playing really well. But I wanted to talk about this and kind of back this up a little bit to where they had their injuries going back with Austin Reaves and Luka in the same game. So if you remember watching that game, which I did watch that game, I remember very early that Austin Reaves was bending his hand behind his back, running up and down the floor. Now, that is a really bad sign in any player, not just necessarily Austin Reaves. Anybody that's running up and down the floor and having to hold their back, they're not going to be able to play. And they're not going to be able to play defense, especially. But what does J.J. Redick do? And this is my focus on this. He leaves him in the game throughout the first quarter and then starting the second quarter before he takes him out. Now, I know players like to stay in games and they want to try to help as much as they can. But Austin Reaves is not a top-notch defensive player anyway, so leaving him in the game with injuries, he's not going to be able to play adequate defense at all. So my question to J.J. Redick is, why did you leave him in the game? Why didn't you pull him out? You know, you're already back, I think, by the second quarter. You're already down by 20 points. Why in the hell did you leave him in the game? Number two, let's talk about Luka Doncic. He started reaching back early to his hamstring. As he's sitting there going, now he's another player that's not going to want to come out of the game, but he was obviously not playing up to snuff. You were down by 20 already. J.J. Redick, why did you leave him in the game? Look, it's just common sense. If you're a coach, and I've been a coach, you're a coach on the sidelines and you're watching this and you see players struggling because of an injury, you don't leave them you leave them in the game, especially since you're playing the best team in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the world champs. Take him out. But he left him in the game. So to me, the injuries got worse. All right, so that's on J.J. Redick and the coaching staff. I'm sure the coaching staff should have said something to him. If they didn't, you just take the player out of the game. It's not that important. You're already down. Just, get them out so we can get them ready for the playoffs. But no, that didn't happen. So now we're in the playoffs. All right, Lakers, again, as I stated early, they were played well the first 3 games. What was the biggest thing, the difference between the season and the first couple of games in the playoffs? Energy. Their defensive energy was good, specifically LeBron James. And I watch him quite a bit when he plays, and he was not standing. He was playing defense. He had a lot of energy, and he was contributing defensively, which is remarkable for somebody who's 41 years old. But people and analysts have said this. You can't depend on him in the whole series, especially if you're going to play him more minutes, which, again, J.J. Redick has decided to play him more minutes because he needs him. He's trying to get a win. But the problem is that players like this, especially LeBron, which is unprecedented, playing at 41, has run out of energy. So what you're seeing is if you play a player like that too long, which J.J. Redick has, they are starting to lose games now. They lost the last 2 games to the Rockets, and the last one last night. And the reason why I'm making this video is because, again, they took it on LeBron to be the guy that's going to take the last shot. Now, was that LeBron's decision or was it J.J. Redick's? I don't know. I'm probably thinking LeBron wants it. I feel good. I want to take the shot. The problem with James is how many game-winning shots from the outside, not from driving to the basket or getting tip-ins. I'm not talking about that. How many games has LeBron James won by taking an outside shot, specifically three-pointers? It just doesn't happen, all right? He's not a pure shooter, especially a clutch shooter at the end of the game. You can't depend on that. Michael Jordan had three-point shooters around him, and rarely did he take the game-winning shot. He passed it off. I can remember going to Steve Kerr and other players. LeBron should have done the same. J.J. Redick, the end of the game, which is close like this, you want to score points, you should have brought out your best shooters. Dalton Connect, 1. You have other players there. Austin Reaves is useful, but he's not used to being in the mix now. So the Lakers are actually kind of playing out of sync with him, because now basically players are suffering in their games and they're not even getting on the floor because now you got Austin Reaves back. So another critical decision for a coach to make, even though he's available, do you wait? Well, no, he's decided not to wait. He's going to go ahead and he's going to play Austin Reaves. Win or die, he's going to put him out there. All right, so obviously having him out there as a shooter is a great thing. LeBron being out there, also a good thing. All right, but you have other players that have been playing really well. And when you think about it, you want to get your best three-point shooters out there for those last minutes in the game. All right, to hell with defense. You have to do the best you can and score. So it's just puzzling to me at the end of the game last night, LeBron takes the last shot and airballs it. It's just, have we not learned by now that LeBron is not a clutch shooter? He's not Kobe Bryant. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Larry Bird. He's not pure shooters from the outside. Now, during the game, he makes the shots. I'm not taking that away from him. But when you come to the shot, the clutch shot, the Lakers should not have LeBron take the last shot. It's just asinine, all right, because of proof of statistics from the past. It just doesn't happen. Again, if he were to drive to the rim, that's another story. He's very successful. That's still the best part of his game, but that's fading. He doesn't do that much anymore. So he's relying on outside shots. Again, critical points, clutch portion of the game. He's not going to make those shots. He's out of gas. He's tired. You played him way too much. So, again, this goes back to J.J. Redick and coaching and his staff, for playing somebody like this so long. Houston is starting to pick up speed. Now, does that mean that the Lakers won't win the series? Well, they're still up 3-2. All right, so there's a good chance they could still win, but they're going to have to change their strategy a little bit by bringing Austin Reaves back into the mix. What was going really well before that isn't so much going well the last game or two. So they go back to Houston for game 3. I mean, I'm figuring if they come out with the same energy, LeBron is standing and not playing defense and basically pointing for other players to go to his man. They're not getting closeouts because of that. They're going to lose the next game, and they probably will lose game 7 back in LA. That's just the way I see it. Again, it's probably going to be another first-round knockout. Okay, so in the 8 years or so LeBron's been with the Lakers, they've been knocked out of the playoffs well before the finals. It's just a bubble year that they made it, and they managed to score and win the championship. But other than that, they've not done very well. So this leads me to now the end of the season and picking up, and I'll do another video probably in about another month talking about now what the Lakers will need to do. But, they don't have a whole lot of money, but they will if they don't re-sign LeBron. LeBron's $53 million is coming off the books. He's at the end of his contract, and there's still chatter out there about the fact that the Lakers are going to want to bring him back, maybe at $35 million. No. You don't do that. You don't bring back a guy that's going to be 42 years old. I don't care who he is. You can see enough if you watch him that this is not something that's going to happen. My God, I hope the owner of the Lakers can see through this and start doing the things that he did with the Dodgers. It's time to clean house. It's time to clear it from the top. It's time to clear it to the bottom, and you do everything and change it and change the culture. The Lakers are very lax. When I look at it, I mean, they show videos of taking three-point shots and useless shots from half court and all these crazy kind of circus shots and things like that. And, you're not going to use those in the game. It's just crazy to even be allowing it to go on. You need to work on defense, moving your feet, not turning your body. All the stars, the Lakers need to learn that. Austin Reaves, Luka and Austin, I've been harping on this all year. Play defense. And the Lakers need help defense, because I've seen it again the last couple of games. LeBron especially with his other players, but LeBron mostly. If you watch him, a player can be 3 feet from him driving on his man, on his teammate, and all he does is just stand there and look. He doesn't move over. He doesn't do anything. Again, if you don't provide help defense, and you blame the guy for not playing defense, that's not a good thing. And the Lakers need to really work on defense, and I just don't think that that's J.J. Redick's at least his strength, because he was never a defensive player either. So, they need to bring in players, former players that played defense, like Ron Artest, guys that, my God, Michael Cooper, that know how to play position defense and body up players. The Lakers will not go anywhere unless they can improve playing defense against these younger teams that have more energy and they're more athletic. Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves, and my God, if they bring back LeBron James, no defense. They're not going to play positional defense, So that needs to change. It needs to change, and the owner needs to change that culture and bring in people that are going to teach the Lakers what they need to do to be able to win. Because right now, they're not doing the things that they need to win. Now, will I eat crow if the Lakers win the next game and they go in the next round? Okay, I will. But that doesn't mean that they're going to still be knocked out of the playoffs well before the finals. And I would say that's kind of a wait and see to me, and to see how the Lakers do. They got to get production from their scorers if they're going to win this series. And if they don't get that, and they don't play better defense have more energy and play defense and play position defense, that's not going to help them. Houston's kind of on a run now. They got the motivation, they got the momentum. And I'm afraid that it's going to be very difficult to overcome, especially going back to Houston for this Game 6. So that's my video for tonight. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to give me a like for the video, please do. If you'd like to subscribe, that would be wonderful. Again, thanks for watching my video tonight, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.